I'm one of your co-hosts, Heather Spins Yarn, and oh my gosh, like I pointed in the right direction. Yeah, you. Who are you, lady? Oh,
I
we
am
got.
know-it-all. I am know-it-all Nikki.
Didn't we say early on, like if we ever pointed in the right direction the first time, that would be it? Like that was mic drop, podcast over. So
Yep, that's it. Podcast over. Thank you guys for coming. I'll see you all
yes.
later. Bye.
So you are watching this live on the Stitching the Mouse Together channel, or watching the replay, which we appreciate either way. So we are really excited because this is the inaugural live on our Stitching the Mouse Together channel. It may your computer's is
My
cooling things
computer.
down. No,
My
it's funny. Also,
computer.
like kicked in. It's party, and it's like, oh yeah, we're live on Stitching the Mouse
Yep.
Together YouTube channel. I
Wait,
really got to beef things up
weren't we live last one? The
on the
last
Heather
one?
Spins the Yarn channel. No, we were live on the Heather Spins the Yarn channel. Remember, I had to wait 24 hours
That's right.
because we only have like 20 less than 20 subscribers. So this is my little shout out to you guys. If you would love to see us and to let us know, hey, we really like what you're doing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you saw my my Instagram story earlier today, you know that I'm fluent in blah blah today. I'm so tired.
Wah, 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 wah,
Wah
wah.
wah, early Charlie Brownies. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and then if you turn on notifications, you'll know when we go live, just like we are right now. So it is February, big things are happening, and it is Happy Heart Month, Nichole.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Nichole.
And if you had read her last post, you would know why she's going, thanks.
Nichole is not that excited about it. Yeah, if you wanna go see how much I'm loving Heart Month this year, head over to Know It All Nikki. It's the top post. So just not feeling it.
So what are you drinking today? Are you drinking anything?
I'm drinking water. Ooh,
Oh, and you're nice. Oh, do you got more stickers on there?
no, still just the two. I haven't fallen in love with anything else just yet. I mean, I do. I have one at home that I want to put on. I want to put it on
Right.
something, but I want it, whatever I put it on, I don't ever want to get rid of that thing.
Is it I know I sent you a sticker, the Adventure Waits one, or you took it with you. That has like a little
Okay,
knitty
yeah.
and crochet thing. So I don't know.
Um, no, the one that I have at home, it says words are magic.
Yeah, that's like I have a hard time. I have a lot of stickers. Like I personally have a sticker collection. I think you did get me started a little bit on that, like in the patches. You did. You like to push me into funnels. That's what she does. She's a funnel pusher. I'm just gonna make her a shirt one day that says, "Look at me, I'm a funnel pusher." She likes to shove people down funnels.
Right.
But it's really hard. Like it's hard to commit to sticking them. I had a planner that I started sticking stickers on, and then the planner ripped, and I was really sad. So I guess I could break out my friend duct tape and I just get really torn and hard. It's like, I want to keep it, but I want to use it. And then sometimes you find
So
them stuck to something else.
so that's the issue that I have. I don't want to get whatever. I mean, I'll have to take this bottle with me to my grave,
I'll make
basically.
sure. I'll make
Thank
sure.
you.
If
I
I'm
appreciate
still alive, I will make sure.
it.
If not, my ghost will. I will haunt your family until they, stick the cup with your.
I mean, if I put Brianna in charge of those things, everybody's going to complain because the casket is like 10 times heavier than it should be. It's going to have yarn in it. There's going to be a couple of books. I mean, probably more than a couple of books. You know what? I just want them to build my casket out of books.
Nice.
Line it
Interesting. Line it
with
with books.
mhm,
There you go. There you
line it
go.
with books and yarn.
Like any particular books or like your favorite books?
Probably just my favorites. Don't make me sit here and like go through all my favorites.
Oh gosh,
We
no,
don't
that would
have
take a
time for that.
really,
I only
really
have an
long
hour
time.
left in here. So
All right, what do you? I am actually drinking nothing. I at my daughter's house. You can see from the background is not my house. So,
right.
so I was drinking coffee, but I ran out of coffee pods, and so after we get done with podcast, I have to run to the grocery store, and so.
Well, also when we're done,
Mhm.
fast time will be over. So I have a chocolate milk waiting for me.
Nice. Yeah, I thought I grabbed a
Go
drink to come up.
grab lunch/breakfast.
I just ate a bowl of blueberry Cheerios before I came upstairs, so they're not that bad.
I mean,
But
I
again,
like blueberries. I like Cheerios. I don't know.
I like the flavored Cheerios because there actually are not a lot of gluten-free cereals out there that are like not horribly bad for you. So a lot of them are really sugary and filled with crap. And so Cheerios, I like frosted Cheerios at home, but they have mixed berry Cheerios, which I do not like, and because I don't like mixed berries. And then there's blueberry Cheerios, and they don't really taste like blueberry. It's really hard. I don't. It's like they just taste fruity. I guess is really. I know your face is just. I'm not winning you over with the
I
blueberry
was
Cheerios.
not one of those. I was not, you know, how they had the commercials with the fruit on the cereal and stuff like
Yeah.
that. No, not one of those.
Have you, well, if you did, so it kind of, the flavor kind of reminds me of blueberry cereal.
Oh, I don't like blueberry, but oh,
Well, that's what I was like, because when I was eating it, I was like, this kind of reminds me of something. And we have someone with us in here watching.
do we? Do we have somebody watching?
There's one, but they haven't commented. So hello, whoever you are.
Hello,
Um,
stranger.
yeah.
Welcome.
So
Welcome.
what are you working on today?
I am working on a front panel.
Ooh, yeah, I'm glad you didn't stop the ribbing when you thought. That's much more ribbing than you.
Well, yes. So what I did was I went through, I measured the ribbing on the back panel. Amanda Downey, hello.
Hi, Amanda.
So what I did was I measured. Oh, and then look, I snagged it. I have a snag.
Oh, I do. You can't pull it back in?
I've tried. I've
Oh,
tried. So it might be one of those things where maybe I just, squirt that section with a little bit of water and stretch
or
it that way.
you could, and
Um,
if it doesn't lay flat, you could always take a thread the same color and kind of knock it down. I've done that before when ends wouldn't stay woven in. I've stitched them into the yarn.
Ooh, I like that idea.
Right.
Um, so yeah, I measured and then I counted and then I measured again. I did this whole sewing thing. Measure
Mm-hmm.
twice, cut once.
Very good.
So thank you. Amanda, we are good. I'm a little cold, but that's Alaska for you.
It is
So
67 degrees here. I'm a little warm.
I heard.
I went to go let the dog out, and it was a little unseasonably warm. I was bundled up for outside time, and
Okay,
it was
so
raining. But tomorrow will be 34, so I mean, hello Ohio. I'll
I
hold your
mean,
beer.
I don't want I want you to be thankful for what you have currently, okay? So I got in the car this morning and it was -2.
It's wintertime. I mean, I don't. I got a white Christmas this year, so I am really okay with any kind of snow that we get
That's
because I have an agreement with Mother Nature that as long as I have a white Christmas, you can give me as much snow as you want in the wintertime.
it. Take
But fun times. Well, I am working on my other sock tube. I just started. This is the first bit of knitting I've done today. Like, not this whole thing, obviously. I've probably, since we've been talking on the phone, I've done like a round or two on it. But this was all I cast on for this yesterday. I was really excited because apparently I had already wound the yarn, and I don't remember actually when I did that because I made the sock tube. So if you didn't see my reel on Instagram, you should check that out because it was actually really fun. But and I hope no one thought that I magically turned that skein of yarn into the sock tube. But if you did, your mind is blown now because here's the completed sock tube, and then here's the yarn that I had made the other part.
So help me because I don't make socks.
Okay.
What are you doing with that tube?
So this tube is actually going to become 2 pairs of socks. So, um, so what you do is, I have to put cuffs on, and this part of the sock up here, if I have enough of this yarn to do both sets of socks, I will do it out of the brown yarn. I split it into 2. So this is
Mm.
Lola Bean yarn and a Shelly Can collaboration that I got last year called Soiled Myself. So I like getting little mini skeins because I think this was really like, it was like $6 or $8 and it was like 20 grams of yarn. So it's dyed. So yes, I bought it solely for its name. There was another one that I can't remember what it was that I've already used. And I have a Tunisian crochet project that's just like a lot of scrappy yarn.
You know, I buy a lot of yarn simply for its name. Like I have one at the house and I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with it. It's called Pre-Existing Condition.
Oh my gosh, that is like perfect.
Right?
You need to like, I want to see what this yarn looks like. I may need some.
I will try to remember to take a picture of it and tag you when I get home. It'll be late, so if you're still awake, it'll be a miracle.
But so with the sock, so what you can do with sock tubes is you can insert what's called afterthought heels into tube socks. So if you don't want to actually do the sock heel and stuff like that, because I like knitting on magic loop. Oh, and I like also pulling all my damn stitches out. Give me 1 second to slide them all back on. So because I like working magic loop with the really long thing, so I just knit a sock tube. I did that book, Knit Two Socks in One, by Sophia Talley. She's drunk knitter on Instagram.
Do you want me to run out and grab that book real quick? Since I'm right here in the library.
I know, isn't that awesome?
So
I got one from the library too. And so she had a method where you would put stuff in. And I just wanted to see if I really like the sock tube method. And I realized I don't need to like put lifelines in because sometimes you don't know. So I would just like to mindlessly knit a whole tube and not have to worry about counting or anything like that. And then I can insert my heels and toes and cuffs later. So what I'll do is I will figure out where I want the heel to go. And then based on that with the toe, I'll separate those. I'll pick up these stitches on either side with needles and then I'll cut through to separate it into two tubes. And then, well, that's how I had to fix the last sock tubes. I had to actually cut stuff off of those socks. So you cut socks, you cut yarn, knit yarn a couple times. Like I really want to do some steeking now, because of the fact that like it's like, oh, look at me, I can totally do this. So yeah, so I'll unpick stitches here to put cuffs on it, and then I'll put cuffs on the other one. So I'll have two socks. So this is obviously a really long sock. I wanted to see the whole sock fade to see what it would look like. So I will actually get two pairs of socks out of this tube. So nice. I have a pair that looks like this and a pair that looks like that. So I also have another reel planned for when I get another magic reel. So when I get this tube done.
Don't spoil it. Don't tell us.
I'm not. It's just it's when this tube gets done, look for another reel. Like it may be in the cave. I don't know if it is or not. That was really actually quite fun when I asked Dustin Heineman. For those of you who don't know, you know, we do not live on Put in Bay. We both live in very touristy areas.
Right.
But I asked him if I could do something in the cave, and he said, sure. And I said, that's awesome. So I was down in the cave, but my husband is the vineyard manager for Heineman's Winery. And he was funny because he's like, well, you could have just asked me. And I'm like, you don't grow grapes down in the cave.
Nepotism much? No.
Right. He wouldn't have cared. I'm like, yes, but he owns the place. So this is just like, just FYI, like if you're like legit going to like share stuff, like pictures and videos, most places don't mind, but you should ask before you post sometimes, especially like on private property. What?
Unless, of course, you're in Walmart, they see you taking a picture, they will hunt you down and tackle you for your phone.
Right. So, I mean, you need to be aware of where you are and like but even like sharing pictures, like you can get in trouble for just snapping a picture, like to share like in the paper or something, you know, like if you were sharing that for your own personal gains, like you could get in trouble for that. You need to have like a release form like you would. So I always make sure before I do any kind of like videos or photos where, you know, I'm going to be promoting Heather Spins Yarn or, you know, me, which that is me. But, you know, I always ask. So yeah, so this is the sock tube, which will become two socks. I'm really excited about it. And I was going to actually make these two socks before the show today. Over the weekend, I had a little bit of time. So I was going to turn these into two socks, but I decided not to do that because I wanted to actually have the two sock tubes like right next to each other. I wanted to get pictures of the different, to see if the fade was exactly the same as this one because they were two.
Right.
So anyways, let's see here. So turn it over to you now, friend, for Happy Heart Month. That's what I have written down.
Usually I try to do something go red, but with my latest blog post in mind, I haven't done anything. I've gotten some great feedback on that post too from other people who
Neat.
have other illnesses and whatnot. So I'm not doing any Go Red projects, and I'm not doing any kind of charity knits this year. Although your store in Oberlin, I say it like it belongs to you. The store in Oberlin, she is doing a fundraiser,
Knit
correct?
the Rainbow.
Knit the Rainbow. That's what I thought.
That ends soon. Knit the Rainbow is all about getting it's all about helping like LGBTQT plus, just that whole like marginalized graphic, like helping them to get the resources that they need. And some of it's just like basic things like, warm gear for like when you're outside. So
Right.
she's collecting hats made out of anything. And she actually, if you are local to the area, she has yarn and supplies. So if you would like to knit or crochet a hat or a scarf or something, she has supplies that have been donated to her so that she can give those to you, so
Give
you
those
can make
up.
that for and
Yep.
donate. So if like,
And if you
um
just want to and if you just want to donate money, you can just go to her Instagram, which is _you, EWE
mhm.
underscore after that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
underscore. Yeah, underscore.
So, um, so if you want to go check her out, I believe you can just donate straight from Instagram in some way.
Yes.
And I am so excited. I'm so happy for her because she is actually $100 over her goal.
Is she now? I didn't last time. She was a little bit
Mm-hmm.
under. I've been checking and stuff like that.
I
We
looked
actually
last night.
stopped in to see her on Saturday.
Yeah.
And so it was very nice because if my daughter thought that, because there was all these Birdie Parker things, because my children all know Birdie Parker because I love Christy from Birdie Parker so much. And it was so funny because she's like, Mom, look at this, it's Birdie Parker. Mom, look at this, it's Birdie Parker. And Lisa walked into the other room and she's like, Mom. And she motions me over and she goes, is that Birdie Parker? Like, like Clark Kent and Superman. That's like really what it reminded me of. And I kind of chuckled and I said, no, honey, that is Lisa. Christy is far away. And Christy's name was actually escaping me at the time. And so it was so cute. So I posted a little story about that. And Christy responded from Birdie Parker Designs. And then Lisa also like responded and then shared it and said, I could never be as cool as Christy. And my daughter was like, oh, no, you are just as cool as Christy. You have your nice upstairs yarn shop. Like she loves the art. Like, and she's
Nice.
expanding. And then like, bonus points, she has bathrooms. Like it was so funny. She's like,
Well, I do have a little bit of news. It looks like I will get to see that yarn shop after all.
nice.
Um,
I mean, nice, but not nice, Selfishly, I'm
I
just,
know you're happy,
yes.
but so I don't know if we talked about it 2 weeks ago.
We talked about some stuff, and you don't have to update me here if you don't. We can talk about it afterwards.
Yeah, no, I
Or
don't.
I
I
mean,
don't
like
have
after
an
later.
update on that end. I'm just wondering if we mentioned that I might be heading to Ohio and why.
No.
I can't remember.
No.
Okay.
No, we didn't
Well,
talk about any of it. You wanted to wait till you heard from Ohio. You said, "Can we not talk about this?" And I said, "We certainly cannot. We certainly can not talk about this."
Right. Okay. So I am. So this being Heart Month, or American Heart Health Month.
Look at your body all on task too. Like, look what I can do during Heart Month. Like, stop it right now. Or look at you being an influencer.
I know.
Sorry.
I am back in AFib, which, if people don't know, that is a dangerous heart arrhythmia to be in. It kind of it means I have a great image, animated image on the blog post of what it looks like in a normal heart. So it probably, I was having a hard time finding one with, my personal.
And I'm going to tell you, how there's an ad right below that one. I kept going up and down hoping like I was missing the other graphic. I'm like, wait, does she have the other one? I'm like, okay, wait, she clearly does not. There's words down here. Just stop going back and forth.
Sorry.
That's okay. It's me. I was tired.
On those, I don't get to choose where those are placed,
I know.
sadly. But if you do go over there towards the bottom, there is a animated graphic of what that looks like. It's basically the top part of my heart is kind of like marching to its own beat, and that beat has extra beats, whereas the bottom part of my heart is just trying to it's just trying to do its thing, it's just trying to
Yeah.
keep me alive. And the top part is, party.
Is
Let's
it like
party.
like I have the vision of like, the mullet. That's what I have a vision in my head. Like your heart is basically a mullet, but the party is on top and not in the back.
That is true. That is true. Um, so yeah, and I found this out, I want to say towards the end of January.
Yes.
Um, yes, I found this out that towards the end of January. And we have decided that I would be better off to head back to Columbus
Yes.
for treatment. So I'm still waiting on my exact dates.
Okay. I was going to ask, do you have dates yet?
Yeah, still waiting on the exact dates, but it looks like I will be there for 2 weeks at
Okay.
least. Okay. Because once they cardiovert me, which is what I call the shocky shocky, um, once they do that, then it'll be about another week before they can bring me in and do like a heart cath and other stuff, because they want my heart and my body to kind of get used to being back in a normal rhythm. So,
Okay.
but I will say the first time that I was cardioverted, after I slept off the sedative and whatnot, I was like, wow, this is great. I felt like I had, like somebody, what is that movie? Pleasant? No. The
Pleasantville?
movie that Toby Maguire was in, and
Yeah,
it was all
Pleasantville.
gray.
Yeah.
Pleasantville. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like all gray and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden color. That's pretty much how it feels. In my head anyway. Um, so yeah, but I do plan on visiting Fort U, and man, I just want to go in there, and I want to spend our entire tax return. But I don't think we'll have it back by then. But I might just be like, hey, since I'm in Ohio, and so that is one of my goals, is to get our tax returns done here as quickly as possible. So, yeah, but yeah, I am looking forward to that. So if that happens at the end of that's probably going to be towards the end of this month or the beginning of next month.
Okay.
So that's that update, and then I will be just. I'm really sorry, you guys. You'll see a lot of pictures. You know what? I'm not sorry. You're going to see a lot of pictures of probably Columbus in the hospital. But then I've got to throw in some Chipotle.
Hmm.
End of story.
Mm-hmm.
Chipotle has to be included in my pictures in my Instagram for that, because oh my god. Okay.
Mm.
I don't think anybody should have to go longer than 6 months without Chipotle, but that's just me. Anyways, that's just how I feel.
I know you do. Chipotle's not my favorite, but
but you go because I love it.
yeah, that's basically it.
Just buy the extra chips and give them to me. Um, so what do you have? So obviously we know that I do not have any finished objects right now.
I do have a couple finished objects, but since we were talking about Heart Month and maybe
Yes.
somebody wants to do some projects, and I know that sometimes during Heart Month, sometimes the designers that have heart themed projects will we'll maybe donate proceeds to that. That's something, a list that we're hoping to get for you, but both of our lives are just kind of like, just toss everything up in the air, and stuff's still floating down right now. And
Yeah,
that's one of
it's
the
not
things.
floating. Mine is literally hanging up there in the air, and I'm just going to need to duck and cover.
Yeah, mine is like kind of like just here, and there's lots of stuff, and we'll fill you in later. So this is my very well loved, because if you go to my feed on Instagram, this is like in like 75% of my,
Yes.
because I love this cow. I tested this cow last year when I came back to Ohio for my stepdad's, or I say come back to Ohio. I was in Ohio. When I come back to the mainland for my stepdad's knee surgery, I feel like I'm not in Ohio. People on the island joke that they're going to America or America when they get on because like it's, there's so many things that we don't have on the island. So this is
I
called
joke that I tell people that I'm going back to civilization.
So this is the Eat Your Heart Out cowl, and this is designed by Jen. Oh my gosh, I can't remember what her last name is, but she is, you can look her up on Instagram. She is Knitting Takes Balls and Children of the Rice. She lives in California. She's also in an episode. There's this magic show on Netflix, and I will also link that, because I actually had to I messaged her one time because I was like, Jen, oh my gosh. And Jen Inman, I think is what her name is. I said, Jen, were you on this episode of like a magic show? And because they went to the yarn shop, and this guy, like, it was amazing. I will have to definitely link to the show below. She was like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that. It was just randomly happened one day when I'm like, I would totally remember if I was like in an impromptu magic show that's on Netflix. So I'm pretty sure it's Netflix or YouTube. So anyways, so this is the Eat Your Heart Out cowl. So they're like anatomically correct hearts. I actually want to, and if I get it too close, there's shadow, because I have an open window next to me right here. So she actually, one of the test knitters did one in black and white and like stuck it with the tail. I want to make a black and white version of this so bad. So, but I don't really wear black and white, so I want to kind of maybe do a monochromatic one. But, and then this is special. This is special meeting to me because this gray yarn is just Cascade, not just Cascade. It's Cascade 220 Super Wash. It's one of my favorite yarns to work with. But the red yarn is actually a gift from Nichole, and it's from Alaska Yarn Company. So when I applied for that, I knew I had to use the red yarn, and because it was worsted weight, I was super excited. And let me just show you my floats in the back, because this thing is almost as pretty to wear inside out.
Ooh, well, still. That is
and
nice.
You could kind of see the hearts.
Yeah, you can still kind of see it. The outline, yeah.
So it's nice because when it's sitting on me, but yeah, and I did this magic loop like I do everything else. I don't like getting, Lisa was trying to sell me interchangeable needles, and I'm like, no, I just do magic loop. I need like long ass needles, and I'll make them work for whatever project I want. And I really love the Chiagu lace needles. So I got another set. So I have a set in my my D20 sock. Have we talked about my D20 sock at all?
No.
Would you like? Okay, so I'm looking behind me.
Is that a fit?
No, well, it is for that week. So the D20 sock, I play D&D, and I'll share that next time, because I have no idea where it is in my bedroom right now, because we pulled a bunch of stuff out of here to put it together, and I moved stuff around. So my D20 sock is, we play D&D on Fridays. I took a bunch of mini skeins of yarn, or partial skeins that I used. I stuck them all in a bag. I pulled them out 1 through 20. I labeled them all down. While we're playing D&D each Friday night, someone takes a D20 dice, which is a 20-sided die. They roll it. I figure out what number it is, and then they roll the dice again, and that's how many rounds I do the sock. So I'm making another sock tube.
This feels like math.
It is math, but you know how much I love math. I know, you're so funny. So a couple finished objects that I do have that I can show off to you. This one is were the overalls done last time? I don't remember if the overalls were done last time.
Those are so cute.
So I have to put buttons on. And then the blanket for the baby.
Yay!
So
that is awesome. Oh my gosh.
I have one more project that I'm working on, but it is not done yet. It will be done very soon. So I think I'll show that next week, because right now it's just a big mess of stuff. Sorry, I'm pulling my notes out. We both have time frames today, so today's going to be a more abbreviated show.
We're trying to be a little more organized in 2023, people.
Trying to.
We're trying to. So far, I mean, it's February, and so far we're doing okay.
Oh, I do have in my notes. So these projects were made out of Plymouth Encore worsted weight yarn.
Yes.
I bought it from Jimmy Bean's Wool. It's very affordable. It's nice yarn. It's nice and soft, warm. It's got the wool acrylic content. So I did put both of those things in the once I soaked them, I rinsed them, and then I put them in the dryer and washer on delicate cycle to get all the extra water out after I squished them, which is something you can do with stuff that's super wash and has like acrylic content as well. Sometimes you can, spin out in your washer to get, and then I put it on tumble dry delicate, like air cycle, to kind of like get it so it didn't stretch out super big. Because sometimes you put your knits or crocheted items in the water and they stretch out like super big, and I didn't want that to happen, so I just threw the things in there. Turned out really great. The reason that I hate this yarn.
I don't think you started off with that, but okay.
Well, I said I knit these things out of Plymouth Encore worsted yarn. And it's not even, I just don't like using the yarn. I would not knit with it. I would not crochet with it again. And the reason being that I bought 9 balls of this yarn.
She will not use it with a fox. She will not use it in a box.
In a box, no, never. Even if somebody gifted me this yarn, I would probably pass it along to someone else with the warning that this is what happened. So every ball that I got out had yarn barf. Every single ball. I had 9 balls. This blanket took 4. This one took 2. I probably have all 9 balls because it was a tangled up mess. Even if and then throughout the skein, it was like all tangled up and knotted and everything like that. Now I know that sometimes it's a very well balanced yarn, because sometimes with cheap yarn, you know how it likes to spin on top of itself. Very well balanced yarn. But where they cut corners is in their spinning process. Now, these all came from the same dye lot, so maybe they were having a problem with the machine that day. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter why.
That was enough for Heather. It
was enough for Heather. It was enough that I didn't even the blanket took way longer. I was having problems with my tension, but that was me because of my chronic illnesses. I don't necessarily always like to do really big projects because depending on how I am, tension varies. So I don't want it. I don't want it to. I'm making sure I'm not going to knock mine. I've been pulling the stitches out and having to pick them up. It's been fun. So I don't mind a yarn. It just was not. It was nice enough to work with, but it just was a bad experience. And so I didn't want to have to I get to a point in the yarn and I have to untangle it and unwind it up, and you have this yarn crap everywhere, and it was no. So yarn barf is a big no for me. I don't like things that have yarn barf, and I've had other less expensive balls of yarn that have not done that. So while it was a great value and it's a beautiful color and they have great colorways, I do not foresee myself ever using this yarn again, because I can't deal with the frustration of untangling everything. And then one of the balls had several knots in it. Oof. And it was just, it's like I said, it just,
I mean, look, so, I have this Color Made Easy that I'm doing the downtown cardigan with. And I think I would love it a lot more if the twist was different.
Yeah. I know exactly what yarn, yeah.
Yeah, there's something about this twist that just, I'm really hoping that the sweater holds up.
I have found that I prefer applied yarn or a blown yarn, which this I'm working with. I didn't think I would like it. Remember I told you I wasn't sure. So I'm working on a project. It's this Bernat bundle up, or Bernay bundle up. And then also Lion Brand. There's a Lion Brand in here. Feels like butter. They're essentially the same exact thing, but they are if you look at it's it's blown. It's not actually it's really light and airy. And so it's almost like a core. And this has been a delight to crochet with. I mean, after I got over my tactile, because it's very like, it's very soft, and if your hands are dry, it like sticks to it.
Oh,
And that's why I was like, oh no, I don't want to do a whole temperature blanket. Because this was one of our options of the temperature blanket, like Nichole
yep.
and I were talking about. And I was like, no, I can't do a whole blanket with that. And I probably really, I wouldn't want to, because there's no natural fiber in that. So that's not going to help to keep warm. But I have been making an I can't say it, stuffed, a stuffy. I've been making a stuffy with it. I can't say I say it wrong.
Oh, yes.
I can't
Oregon.
say, no, it's not origami. It's when you make
That's,
it out of a
that's what you said.
crocheted or knit like stuffy, and it's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
crocheted I probably. So yeah, so I am
I
doing,
know.
yeah, so I'm doing that, and it's looking awesome, and I'll have like a lot of like tips and tricks and posts and tutorials and everything like that. Heather always thinks that when she has free time coming up that it's really free time, and it's not. It's never free time.
No, because Nikki is waiting on a few things from Heather that Heather said, oh, I'll have time when I get to the mainland.
Well, I told you when I would have time.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I
Sometime when
said
you
after things happen. Those things haven't happened yet. So
So yes, Nikki is still waiting.
I
Um,
know.
so do we wanna talk about the temperature blanket? I mean, neither one of us have gotten our yarn yet.
Yeah, neither one of us have our yarn. We have our list of yarn to purchase. I haven't done mine yet because yeah, it's been kind of crazy. So if anybody is participating and working on their temperature blankets, we would love to see them. But I didn't check the hashtag today, to be quite honest with you.
Do I have?
So I need to like, I actually need to follow that hashtag. I think is what I need to do, is go into Instagram and follow that hashtag. But I may not have an Instagram account after much longer. Because I have an update on Facebook. And since we did talk about this last time, we could definitely talk about it now. So this morning, every day I try to log in. I always give Nichole an update. It might not be every morning, but every day. So
Yeah.
but I also filed a report with the California Attorney General's office.
Yeah.
So this morning I got an email from Rupert or Rupert or Rupert. I think maybe Rupert. I think that might be the name.
I
And he
can't. I
was
didn't. With
his name
who?
was Rupert. So
Oh, hi,
he
Robert.
okay, so yeah, yeah. So he emailed me, and he CC'd the Attorney General's office in the state of California, because he had so many days to respond, and I'm pretty sure the tape was probably his last day, or maybe it was 45 days. I don't know, because I haven't had access to my Facebook account since December 10th. And basically, they said that I was an inauthentic user, and that if I wanted to submit my photo ID, that was going to be the only way that I could unlock my account, and that they would
You've
have to
already
verify
done
it and
it.
make sure it had my name and my birth date, or I could give them my birth certificate. I give them a copy of my birth certificate. I'm not really sure how my copy of my birth certificate is going to help them, because there's no pictures of anything on there. It does have my birth date, but so does my driver's license. I've sent them my driver's license twice. So in this email, and then at the end of it, it was like, we're basically not, we consider the matter closed. So I emailed him and the person from the Attorney General's office back and said, "Dear sir, I have not had access to my account since December 10th. I've sent my ID multiple times. I actually copied it, and I took a picture of it and attached it to that email. It is embedded in that email that I sent everyone. Here it is again for you." Because there was a link in order for me to go in and do it. And I clicked on that link to go in to do it. And it said, you need to like relog in and do all this stuff. It told me I couldn't do it. That link was not valid for my account. I had to log in. And when I logged in, I got the same, "Unfortunately, you're going to have to wait
Oh,
till I'm
please
done."
tell me you took screenshots and attached every single.
I did. So what I said was, this is what I said. I said, "I feel like this is a huge social experiment." If you Google Facebook social experiment, I actually found more cases of different experiments going on. So I'm going to cite all these in my articles that I'm going to write.
Nice. And I told
So
you I think you should put that on a larger platform, but
I think I probably will too. I will probably send that out to different things and see if anybody wants to pick it up. Because essentially, I've been doing everything they told me to do. I'm not going out to get another account. In fact, Facebook is actually, which I didn't take a picture of at one time, asked me if I would like to just create a new account.
why?
So I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe because then I would be violating the terms of service. But what I find very funny is that Meta knows, because it came from Meta. Like, it says Meta this, Meta that, blah, blah, blah. Meta knows who I am, because Meta is like, I have Instagram Reels. I have like this monetization program with Instagram. Like, so full disclosure, if you watch my reels, I get pennies. I mean, like literal pennies. I had like, like crazy views on my stuff for 1 month, and I earned some money, not very much. Like it's less than pennies that I get per view.
Right.
But
Fraction of a
this
penny.
happened at the same time as I was getting all the stuff from Facebook, and Facebook wouldn't let me do. So all of the other Meta platforms, I still get emails from Facebook about my pages and the different things that I manage. So Meta knows who I am. They're giving me money. And I cited all this in there. So Meta's answer may be to take away my Instagram account. I'm not really sure. There's a little part of me that kind of wishes that they do. Not because I want to be Instagramless, not because I want to be Instagramless, but this would prove my point.
Because why?
Because it would prove my point if you think about it.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Like, oh, like we didn't realize, like you didn't realize. I don't know why it thinks that I'm not me. And I think the biggest reason is because I use Facebook exactly how it's supposed to be used.
Yeah. We don't break the rules.
I don't break the rules. I have one account. There are many people out there like, oh no, I have multiple accounts. Like, that's fine. You keep your multiple accounts. Yeah, we're fine. There's like one other person that I've talked to that's like, didn't say, well, just don't log into one of your other accounts. Like, I don't have one, and it doesn't matter because all of the things that I want to access, my photos, my videos, my contact members for my friends and family, because I don't like talking on the phone as an autistic woman. And I this is how I use Facebook Messenger to communicate with so many people. I didn't have their personal information because this is so yeah.
It still says, yeah, my Facebook Messenger still says somebody replied to your message, but it has your picture and your name.
So yeah, I'm not really sure what the resolution is. I may not ever get that information back, which really stinks. I can't remember if I made my older daughter, like if she could recover things for me. So I need to have her look and see if she can. I don't know. I don't know what to do because it's all my personal stuff. That's what I want. That's like basically what I want. I want like that stuff. Like there's things on there that like people have passed away, like my memories and stuff. Like that's really what I want. I think it was really
Right.
crappy timing. I mean, I felt very isolated. I know that it's affected my mental health. Because they're isolating me in the middle of winter, and I live on a freaking island.
Right.
So
So
yeah.
if you know somebody, if you're watching this and you watch it later and you know somebody, an actual human being at Facebook
It's
slash
not
Meta,
Rupert.
not Rupert.
Not Rupert.
We don't want to talk to Rupert. We want to talk to anybody but Rupert. Okay?
Yeah.
If you know somebody, man, reach out to us because I cannot tell you how hard it's been for me to watch her go through this and how hard it has been. Just so frustrating and angering.
Because people don't reach out in like typical ways anymore. Like it's almost like that social. There's people that I haven't heard from since like Thanksgiving and like,
Because Facebook.
but because of people. Oh, didn't you see it on Facebook? No, I'm not on Facebook.
Mm.
I mean, it's kind of frustrating because people like don't like reach out. But I mean, I was just as guilty of that. So, but there's so many things I can't do, and it's really cute when people send me links to Facebook. Like, oh, you can't get into Facebook. Here's a link. Okay, that's the Facebook link.
Right.
I can't
And
click on that.
Facebook is still sending you emails saying, here are your insights, blah, blah, blah.
Oh yeah. I still get
Take a
all that
look.
kind of stuff too, to my email address. So they clearly know who I am. They just don't. I think I made somebody mad when I'll just keep filing with the California Attorney General. Like they're just gonna have to keep filing paperwork, and they're have, you know, I don't.
Drown them in paperwork.
So, yeah.
I'm sorry about the trees, but we will plant more. Drown them in paperwork.
Yeah.
That's all I have right now. And
Yeah. I don't
Zuckerberg,
know.
if you're watching, I have needles. And I know how to use them. And it will not be for a sweater or a hat. The next time you decide to get on your little yacht and come to Alaska.
You're gonna have people knocking on your door before Mark Zuckerberg shows up.
That's right.
Hello, Nicole Smith. We'd like to talk to you for a moment. Do you have knitting with you? Can you leave the knitting inside?
Yes, come on in. I do. I'm making a pair of socks for Zuckerberg because it's cold in Alaska. I said I wouldn't make him a sweater and I wouldn't make him a hat. Didn't say what else I would make him. Yeesh. But if he wears it, I get credit.
All right. So that is my Facebook update. That was actually quite comical. I was wrapping up with that because I was going to eat lunch a little bit earlier when we were messaging back and forth, and I all of a sudden I'm like, so I replied to the email. It's very lengthy email in which I tell them that like I'm doing things on. I explained. I break out the experiment for them. I break it down. So if I lose my Instagram, I'm going to say yes, I was right.
Yeah.
And if I get my Facebook back, yes, I was right.
I wonder if that.
An inauthentic user. That's what I was.
I will have to ask you this off air because I have a question about some things.
That sounds fine. Let's see here. I do have some acquisitions, but we can talk about that next time because they were like way over there. Because there's only one plug in this room, so I actually had to scoot the bed out to put the phone on the tripod up against the wall. It was very comical, and I didn't want to send you the link until I got everything set up, and then you sent me a link because I just copied it, and you're like, hey, I only got 1 hour left in this room. Like,
I know.
Come on.
Well, I mean, I probably have more than that. What happens is you're guaranteed 2 hours. So I got here at 10. I took that hour from 10 to 11 to basically set up and check email. And then, at 11 o'clock from 11 to 12, I'm like, okay. So if somebody comes in to kick me out in 3 minutes, there's nothing I can do about it. So, but I'm hopeful that they won't. And I might be leaving here soon anyways too, because I get to hopefully see my oldest today.
Oh yeah, nice.
Oh yes. Well, I mean,
when they move out of the house.
We have things that we have to go over. Poor kid, he doesn't know what he's getting into. Well, I mean, if I'm heading to Ohio,
yeah, he's gotta step up.
Well, not step up, just help out.
Yeah.
Keep
All
the other
right.
from killing each other.
If you are watching this, live or the replay, we are scheduled to podcast on Thursday, the 23rd. That is going to be our next episode of the podcast at 4:00 Eastern, noon Alaskan. Should that change, we will definitely let you guys know. But that is our plan as of right now, is to do that. We will have, hopefully, one of us will have yarn by that point, so we can share.
Would be nice.
But
So
if
I have a teeny tiny update.
Okay.
Provided my computer wants me to update. My God, it is so slow. There we go. That's why. So if you go to stitchingthemilestogether.com, it is there. But it's not done. So, but it's there now. The URL doesn't point to any kind of parked or anything like that. So I am working vigorously behind the scenes.
And I have to send her things like headers and artwork and stuff like that, but I have not done that yet. So I know. I see your face.
She's unfazed by the look on my face.
I don't care.
I know you don't. But
this is new weather 2023. Not stressing about things.
Once I can pull that maintenance out of maintenance, there will be a calendar where you can see events, future episodes, things like that. So we have big things planned.
Virtual sit and stitches. Yes, we do have big things. This month we are not going to host one, but look for in March we're going to be hosting a monthly virtual sit and stitch. So we talked about doing it in February. I was kind of insistent it was going to happen, and Nichole was like, yeah, no. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. So, because a thing that I am working on myself is like just learning to balance, and I'm not always good at it. So I kind of feel like I'm a loser. And then when people start, demanding things, I even feel more like a loser. So try not to let that bother me. Just let it roll off my back.
Yeah. Except for, when Nikki starts hounding her for things so I can complete them. And I try not to. I mean, I've been pretty good up until today.
Until today, when we're live on
Well,
video.
I'm
You see my
sorry.
face?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Aw, it's so cute.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You're lucky we're live and on video. That's all I'm going to say about that.
No, I think that's it. But I mean, I am.
You froze. You're gone.
Uh-oh. Oh,
It was you.
are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. You were not.
It can't be me. I am.
It's you. And she's gone, folks. I love that she says that wasn't her. So we're going to, let me go back into here real quick. Oh, there she is. Is she still talking? Like she thinks that she's on screen? I think this is hilarious.
Very connected. Oh my God.
You are not connected. It knocked you off because you didn't have no connection.
I don't understand that. It makes no sense. I have a great connection right now. I'm
telling you, it knocked you off because you had no. I don't care. I'm just telling you what I didn't knock you out. The program knocked you out.
Fine. Probably Zuckerberg.
Maybe it is. Although this doesn't have anything to do with Zuckerberg, but what else? All right. So look for us on February 23rd at 4:00.
Yep.
And we will talk to you then. Make sure to like the video to let us know what we're doing, or leave us comments and tell us that we're doing a horrible job so we can delete them.
Yeah. Keep your tea off the live stream. No, it's fine.
But so
we will take constructive criticism.
Take constructive criticism. So, and if you're working on any kind of project, go ahead on weather project, make sure you use the hashtag Stitching the Weather Together so we can see those. And you can check out the Stitching the Mouse Together group on Ravelry. But like I said, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so that you know next time that we are live. And all that information.
Yeah. And who knows, by the 23rd, Heather could have everything reinstated because Facebook is scared.
All right, guys. Well, you have a wonderful day. I hope it's filled with lots of yarn, friends, and geeky things that make you smile.